Very good day to you watching us from wherever you are. Today we are going to have a very first interview on Voices of Peace on the Peace Journalism Foundation. I'm very delighted to have two bigger peace journalism reporters. From here I have my bigger legendary reporter, journalist, Dennis Ojwee. Welcome, Dennis.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Also, the other side, I have my mother, Gloria Adiiki. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
These two people are very interesting. By the time when the war was very serious in northern Uganda, many of us were running away from the gunshot, while these two journalists were running straight to where the gunshot is coming from, having only two things in their hand, the camera and the notebook. And that is why today we are having them to narrate to us the story, how the thing unfolded in northern Uganda. Let me start straight away from my brother Dennis Ojwee. Can you please take us back to the moment of the LRA insurgency that shifted from the news of the headline, the news headline, and then straight to your personal reality and how everything unfolded and how you define for us the war in northern Uganda?
Thank you, Felix, and those who are watching us. The war in northern Uganda has been very complex. Complex in the sense that there were so many wars. This set a piece of various rebellions. The Holy Spirit movement was led by Alice Auma, renowned as Lakwena.
Now, in a nutshell, if you have to crown the 2 decades war in northern Uganda, how would you define it for people who are listening or watching?
Okay. That was the Holy Spirit movement. Okoya Severino picked on the baton, the relay baton of the war, and continued in northern Uganda from Acholi. Okoya then led that war to a certain level where now, by the late 1986 to 87, Joseph Kony came in.
But also, if I'm to add on to an impactful story, to what Dennis, thank you so much. The defense budget for ending the LRA was increasing, tripling, but the war was not ending. But there was one beautiful story that we all live with, that is radio freedom.
Oh, yes.
The UPDF decided to create, it wasn't an NGO, it was the UPDF, the military themselves asking for more money because they realized there is need to counter.
Okay.
So the narrative of radio, peace radio came in. So that's a beautiful story. I wrote that story because now from the accumulated increase of the defense budget to an increase on the using the voices for peace.
Yeah.
Which is
so that inspires you?
Yes.
That inspires you as a story?
Yes, exactly. Because now they're using radio freedom to persuade. Radio freedom was so small. It's what they amalgamated to mega, but it was broadcasting only within the town. By the way, I'm very proud of the military to have come with that because the gun was not ending the war. The talks were not moving anywhere, but the radio did it.
It is true. Now, but before you leave, before I get back to Dennis, you have been in that field for all this while. Now, we have this set of journalists who are now in the field. What are the skills that you think they should not forget?
Okay, first of all, from reporting the wars that we did with Dennis, time came when we moved to peace reporting.
Oh, yes.
Then this is when the concept of peace journalism came in. Personally, as Gloria, build good relationship with the policemen, build good relationship with the security, build good relationship with the common man there. Avoid, reporting stories in a way that can create conflict, but report stories in a way that can create room for peace.
Dennis, what were your challenges during that period of time?
Number one, bravery was key. If you are not brave, you wouldn't cover those situations. You need to be brave, you need to be ethical, report both sides. And I can tell the world that the reporting that we did, which is very uncommon these days because of lazy journalism, was reporting through observation.
Can I add something to what Dennis has brought about? Balancing these stories were really difficult. And sometimes it was hard to trust the sources, especially the sources that were difficult for us to trust were the LRA sources. Because there was a time when people discovered the government had money to pursue peace talk. Everyone was coming in. I'm a spokesperson of COIN. Someone would sit in Kampala. At that time, mobile phone had also just started coming. Someone would sit in Kampala and say, I'm calling from Nairobi. I'm a spokesperson of Joseph COIN.
There was some name
of LRA.
Like Matsanga, you remember?
Yeah, that one.
Like Matsanga.
That one was based in the UK. I actually interviewed him when I went to cover the peace talk. If somebody come in that I'm a spokesperson to LRA, you find that person is completely not even in touch with Joseph COIN and his team. The person is looking for ways of making money. So that became really a media challenge, an ethical challenge to us in relation to our work as journalists.
Time is not our best ally. This one question is going to both of you. The spirit of people in northern Uganda during the war, if you are to make it and you write a story about it within this period of time, in one big headline, what would it be?
Okay, during the war, the people of northern Uganda were so united with one common goal, end the conflict. And it wasn't just the entire community, even the media, the religious community, the women, the military, the government, everyone in northern Uganda was united to end the war, and indeed, they collectively ended the war.
Very good.
Thank you.
Single news headline from your career, Dennis Ojwee.
Okay. During that time, the slogan was to end the war. I want to tell you, UPDF wasn't weak.
My message to the young journalists of today, why not write about the beautiful city of Gulu, the good roads with Gulu? I'm told Gulu is not an exemplary city in Uganda. People come to see Gulu, to visit Gulu, to learn from Gulu. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for watching us, Voices of Peace, Peace Journalism Foundation, PJF. I was very delighted to have my bigger brother, Dennis Ojwee, and then my mama, Gloria, Adiiki.
Much obliged.
Thank you so much, and see you again.